Welcome to Club Libertas, the private membership club for the modern mystic. Let me ask you something. How many times have you made a decision, said something, did something, that you regretted the moment after? How many times have you felt like you weren't in control, like something inside you just took over? Maybe it was anger, maybe fear, maybe doubt. And afterward, when the storm passed, you sat there wondering why. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did I let that moment control me? The truth is, most people don't control their emotions. Their emotions control them. And if you don't master your emotions, you will never master your life. Because emotions shape everything. They shape how you think, how you act, how you see the world. A man who is ruled by his emotions is a man who is ruled by the world. But a man who has mastered his emotions, he is untouchable. He is no longer a slave to circumstances, no longer a puppet to his fears. He does not live in reaction, he lives in control. Element 1, the illusion of control. Most people think they're in control, but they're not. They're just reacting. Reacting to stress, to anger, to pressure, to the past. Something happens and they snap. Someone criticizes them and they get defensive. A challenge arises and they crumble. And the worst part? They mistake this for power. They think suppressing emotions makes them strong. They say, I don't let emotions affect me. But here's the truth. If you have to hide from something, it owns you. If you have to run from something, it controls you. True power, true control, it's not about ignoring your emotions. It's about understanding them. It's about taking the raw, untamed energy inside you and forging it into something unstoppable. A warrior doesn't fear his emotions, he commands them, and because of that, he commands himself. But how does one move from being controlled by emotions to commanding them? The first step is awareness. Most people aren't even aware of their emotions until it's too late, until they've already spoken words they can't take back, until they've already made choices that hurt them. You have to train yourself to recognize emotions before they take control. Ask yourself, what triggers your anger, your fear, your sadness? Is it rejection? Is it failure? Is it uncertainty? Most people spend their entire lives avoiding these emotions instead of learning from them. But a warrior doesn't run, he faces them, because what you refuse to confront will always control you. Element 2, emotions are energy, use them. Anger, fear, pain, these aren't weaknesses, they're power in its purest form, raw energy, explosive potential. Most people let these emotions consume them. They lash out in rage, they drown in sadness, they freeze in fear. But a warrior harnesses them. When he feels anger, he doesn't explode, he focuses. When he feels pain, he doesn't break, he learns. When he feels fear, he doesn't run, he sharpens. Because emotions are not the enemy. Uncontrolled emotions are. A man who masters his emotions is a man who controls his destiny. Because while others react, he chooses. While others crumble, he stands. While others drown in the storm, he walks through it, untouched. This is the secret that few understand. Emotions are energy, and energy can be transformed. Pain can become wisdom. Fear can become preparation. Sadness can become strength, but only if you learn to use it. The energy of an emotion is neutral. What makes it positive or negative is how you direct it. Uncontrolled anger leads to destruction, but controlled anger fuels discipline. Fear leads to paralysis, but when mastered, it creates razor-sharp awareness. Sadness can weaken you, but when understood, it can deepen wisdom, making you stronger than before. The choice is always yours. Will you let your emotions control you, or will you use them as fuel for mastery? Element 3. The power of stillness in emotional control. The greatest test of emotional mastery is stillness. Can you sit in discomfort without reacting? Can you feel anger, fear, sadness without letting it control you? Most people can't. The second they feel discomfort, they reach for something. Distractions, reactions, noise, anything to escape. But true strength is in stillness. The ability to hold your ground when everything inside you wants to run. The ability to breathe through chaos and stay in control. The ability to pause before reacting, to observe before speaking, to choose rather than be chosen by emotion. A warrior does not let the outside world dictate his inner state. He is the eye of the storm, calm, steady, immovable. He does not suppress his emotions. He lets them rise, lets them flow, but never lets them take command. And when the storm passes, he remains, unshaken, unbreakable. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the mastery of it. It is not inaction, it is precision, and a man who has mastered stillness has mastered himself. Element 4. Reframing emotions as strength. Weak men see emotions as burdens. Warriors see them as teachers. Every emotion carries a lesson. Anger teaches you where your boundaries have been crossed. Fear reveals where you are unprepared. Sadness shows you what you value. Frustration highlights where growth is needed. But the weak man? He complains, he blames, he drowns in the feeling instead of learning from it. The warrior does something different. He deciphers, he studies, he understands. Because emotions are not the problem. The lack of understanding is. Most people go through life being ruled by things they don't even try to understand. But perspective is everything. What you see as weakness, someone else sees as an advantage. What you see as limitation, another sees as fuel. The difference is in the mindset. Instead of saying, "Why am I feeling this way?" ask, "What is this feeling trying to teach me?" Instead of resisting emotions, use them as guidance. Instead of letting emotions control you, master them. The moment you shift your perspective, emotions become a source of wisdom rather than weakness. Element 5. Master your emotions, master your life. Emotional mastery is not a luxury. It is a necessity. The ability to control your emotions determines the quality of your relationships, your career, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. Weak men let emotions dictate their path. Strong men use emotions to sharpen their focus. The warrior understands that mastery of the mind is mastery of life. He does not allow a moment of anger to ruin a relationship. He does not allow a wave of fear to stop him from taking action. He does not allow doubt to keep him from moving forward. Instead, he uses emotions as signals. He listens, learns, and then decides his course of action with clarity and purpose. He remains in control, and because of that, he creates his own destiny. So, take the reins, stand in your power, and make the world move to the rhythm of your command. Because the strongest man is not the one who fights the loudest. He is the one who remains in control when the whole world is losing itself.